Hi and welcome to Pebbles channel. So in today's session we are going to see all the questionnaires, that is at the back of the book, all the fill in the blanks and certain terms, new terms that we have not come across, or maybe we have heard about the word but are not quite familiar by its meaning. We don't know what does it mean. So first we are going to see is the food pyramid. So we have already seen the food pyramid. So it is in the shape of a triangle and it is subdivided. That is, you have the fats, the proteins, the vitamins, the minerals, the carbohydrates. So this is a food pyramid. A food pyramid is a pyramid representing the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food. Like for example, we are taking vegetables. So what is the amount of vegetables that needs to be eaten for a meal per day? So a food pyramid is a pyramid representing the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food. So we have already seen a balanced diet, that is a diet that includes the fats, the proteins, the carbohydrates, the minerals. So all the basic components needs to be included in our everyday meal in our diet. So we have the proteins, the carbohydrates, the fats, the minerals, etc. So this is a balanced diet, and the food pyramid represents the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food. Foods with same type of nutrients are grouped together on each of the shelves. So for example, if you take fats, so butter, cheese, oil, cream are all the same type of food and hence grouped together as fats, and it is on one shelf of the triangle. On the next shelf we see that green leafy vegetables, dal, pulses, etc. all belong to the protein family and are grouped together on the second shelf. So this is how the food pyramid is represented. So foods with same type of nutrients are grouped together on each of the shelves. So what is a food pyramid? So we know and we have heard about food pyramid, but we don't know the exact meaning of the food pyramid. So today we are going to learn what is a food pyramid. So a food pyramid is a pyramid representing the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food. Foods with same type of nutrients are grouped together on each of the shelves. So this is the food pyramid. Next we are moving on to vector. So what do we mean by vector? So these are all new words or new terms that we have come across so far in all our lessons. And so we have picked out the new words or the new terms, and I'm going to explain what do they mean. So first is the food pyramid. Next is your vector. Vector is an organism, usually an insect, that transmits a disease. So we have seen that insects like mosquitoes, flies, etc., they sit on contaminated food and water or infected persons, and then they sit on healthy people and they infect them. So they are known as vectors. So a vector is an organism, usually an insect, that transmits a disease. So a vector is an organism, usually an insect, that transmits a disease. The next word is immunity. So we have all heard about immunity. We need to eat the correct amount of food and have a balanced diet in order our body becomes immune to any type of disease. So immunity is the condition in which an organism can resist disease. If our body has the sufficient immunity, and if we are among unhealthy people or people infected, then we can fight the disease because our body has the immunity. And how do we get this immunity? Is only by consuming a balanced diet, maintaining a proper lifestyle, drinking plenty of water. So all these help to build the immunity in our body. So immunity is the condition in which an organism can resist diseases. When a large number of people living in an area become ill with the same disease at the same time, it is called an epidemic. It is called as an epidemic or outbreak of the disease. So in our present time, we are facing the epidemic, that is corona. So many people are being affected by this disease. So it is called as an epidemic or an outbreak of the disease. So immunity is nothing but the condition in which an organism can resist disease. When a large number of people living in an area become ill with the same disease at the same time, it is called an epidemic or outbreak of the disease. If a person suffering from a communicable disease, all articles used by the patient should be kept separately. For example, a person who is having a cold, and the article used by him or her should be kept separately so that the cold, the disease, does not spread to the next person. So all people who are suffering from communicable diseases, the articles or the things used by them needs to be kept separately. So first we were talking about the food pyramid. So food pyramid is a pyramid representing the optimal number of servings to be eaten each day from each of the basic food. Foods with the same type of nutrients are grouped together on each of the shelves. The next is the vector. So vector is an organism, usually an insect, that is responsible for transmitting a disease. Next, immunity. Immunity is the condition in which an organism can resist a disease. Moving on to the next term, when a large number of people living in an area become ill with the same disease at the same time, is called an epidemic or outbreak of the disease. If a person suffering from a communicable disease, all articles used by the patient should be kept separately so that the disease does not spread. So we've seen that a person who is suffering from a communicable disease, all the articles used by that particular person needs to be kept separately and washed thoroughly with disinfectants. So you keep the articles separately and wash them with disinfectant in order to prevent the spread of the disease. Now we are going to do a small exercise. We are going to match the following food items with the correct component of food. So we have the food items. We have cream, vegetables, milk, liver, egg yolk, ghee, butter, dal, fruits, cheese, chicken, oil, and your salad. So we have all these food items and we have to group it according to its component. We have the components, we have carbohydrates, we have fats, and we have proteins. So I'm going to take these food items and place it or group it according to its component. So we have cream, vegetables, milk, liver, egg yolk, ghee, butter, dal, fruits, cheese, chicken, oil, and salad. So we have the first heading, carbohydrates, and under carbohydrates we have fruits. So we have fruits and we have dal. So I have placed it under carbohydrates. So fruits and dal come under carbohydrates. The next under fats we have ghee. So I'm going to put F. So under fats it is ghee. Oil again comes under fats. Butter comes under fats. And your cream come under fats. So I've placed the food items with its correct component. So in the first I have the carbohydrates, and under carbohydrates I've placed fruits and dal. And under fats I have cream, ghee, butter and oil. So these are all fat items. Moving on to the next, that is your proteins. So I'm going to place it under the proteins. So the next is proteins. So in the first I have placed carbohydrates. I have placed dal and fruits under carbohydrates. Under fats I have placed cream, ghee, butter and oil. Under proteins we have vegetables. So we have milk, liver, the egg yolk under proteins. We have chicken under proteins, cheese under proteins and the salad. So under proteins I have placed cheese, egg yolk, chicken, milk and your liver. So these food items are all rich in proteins. So fruits and dal are rich in carbohydrates. Ghee, butter, oil, cream are all rich in fat, the component fat. And cheese, egg yolk, chicken, milk, liver are all rich in proteins. So we have matched the following items. Moving on to the next is the fill in the blanks. So we are going to see what will fill in the blank. So the first is dash is an iodine deficiency disease. So in case we have iodine deficiency, then what disease does it cause? It causes goiter. So it causes the disease called goiter. So goiter is an iodine deficiency disease. Moving to the next is malaria is caused by. So what virus or fungi causes malaria? So malaria is caused by protozoa. So malaria is caused by protozoa. The next is dash is a non-communicable disease. So we have earlier seen that communicable diseases are diseases that can spread very easily, whereas non-communicable diseases are diseases that cannot spread. So an example for a non-communicable disease is night blindness. So a person is not able to see after 6 or 5 in the evening. The whole day his eyesight is fine, but once it is 5 or 6 in the evening, he becomes blind. He is not able to see. So that is called as night blindness. So night blindness is a non-communicable disease. The next is, apart from exercise, our body also needs sufficient. So only by exercising throughout does not help our body in any way. So apart from exercise, our body also needs sufficient rest. Sufficient rest and sleep. We need to sleep a maximum of 6 to 8 hours every day. So our body is working continuously. So it needs rest and sleep for its proper functioning. So the last one is, apart from exercises, our body also needs sufficient rest and sleep for its proper functioning. So as we have seen that a person who has been affected or infected with a communicable disease, the articles used by him needs to be kept separately and washed thoroughly with disinfectants. Then we use the components. We match the food items with its components. So under carbohydrates we have fruits and dal. Under fats we have cream, ghee, butter and oil. And under proteins we have liver, egg yolk, salad, chicken, cheese, etc. Next is your fill in the blanks. So goiter is an iodine deficiency disease. Malaria is caused by protozoa. Night blindness is a non-communicable disease. Apart from exercise, our body also needs sufficient rest and sleep for its proper functioning.